Ladies and gents, yes sir, we have the show on the road. All things covered, coming to you from Latrobe, PA, site of training camp for the Pittsburgh Steelers as they get ready for this upcoming season. Man, we got an action-packed show for you guys.
Yes,
of course, you're going to hear me and Pat P talking about training camp, but we have some special guests joining us this episode. No other
Who we got?
than the great Mike Tomlin.
We got Coach on the show?
Facts. He's going to drop down
man.
some of his famous Mike Tomlinisms along with some other things in regards to his team getting ready for this upcoming season.
Who else
But
we got?
it don't stop there.
Who else we got, man?
Who your quarterback?
KP.
Kenny Pickett will be joining us also to talk about year two, the year two leap, his development thus far, and what he needs to do to lead the Steelers
And
to
also,
the promised
what
land.
position he played in high school. That was a shock.
Stay tuned. Surprised the heck out of me. I didn't know he had it in him, but guess what? He got it in him. That's not it. Kenny Pickett is going to ball out this year, and he's going to throw a lot of passes to who?
George.
George Pickens is joining us also. So make sure you stay tuned. If you got to go use the bathroom, you got to go get some snacks or some water, do so right now. Because when we come back, you don't want to move. Man, if you're checking us out for the first time, number one, thank you for joining us, giving us your eyes and your ears. But also, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend about all things covered. We don't just talk ball. We talk all things.
Yep.
Hint the name. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and make sure you leave us a 5-star rating. And also, too, we enjoy reading your comments. Pat P.
What's up, baby?
Man, you just finished what? Practice number 6, right?
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, somewhere in there. But
I started losing count after day one because this is all downhill.
the second day impasse.
Yep, second day
right?
impasse,
And I
yep.
remember you talked about the intensity that you've experienced going back to OTA's minicamp and, of course, the early start here in Latrobe with training camp. But has the intensity sustained? You know, has it increased or decreased? Is it pretty much at the same level?
Oh, it definitely increased.
Really?
To a whole nother level. And you can't do nothing but like that and love that about what Coach T has put together.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the enthusiasm that he has every day because he's the head of the table and he set the table the right way each and every day.
Yeah.
Ain't no ifs and buts about it.
Yeah.
We know exactly how Coach is going to be, and he expects us to feed off his energy as well. So the start of camp, it's been fireworks, baby.
Yeah, and it hasn't slowed down at all. And you guys were thumping out here today, even though
You heard the pads?
You got those ugly shells on your helmet, but I still heard some click clacking.
I know you heard some click clacking.
No question. Now I love
A couple balls out too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Pat P, this is year 13 for you. So this is your 13th training camp, but this is your first time ever really going off site to a small area, town.
Yep.
Campus, living like a college student. How has this experience been for you thus far?
Man, you know, early on.
And do you have a roommate?
No. Early
You know,
on,
you
I
said it
did.
like
We did do this in Arizona. I don't know, when you was in Arizona, did you guys
Flagstaff.
go to? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was there.
Yeah.
I went to
Flagstaff.
NAU 2 years. Then after that, we ended up moving back down to the valley. But to come here and see all this rich tradition here, the many fans that come out and show out and support us each and every day, being in the dorm room, being with the guys all day, every day.
Yeah.
It's nothing like it because it's building that chemistry.
No question.
It's building that the bond between you and someone else.
Yeah.
And you get the opportunity to get to know other people than your position group.
Yeah, I love it.
That's the beauty of being away for training camp with the guys, living in the dorms, and just getting it out of the mud.
I love it. You're kind of forced to establish relationships with players who you might not have those relationships already established. And it's great for the team continuity and the team chemistry.
100%.
So, Pat P, I don't know if you saw, but there's a video of you when you pulled up to training camp here in Latrobe, driving a real nice BMW. You jumped out of the car, but you had a Target bag in your hand.
Yeah.
What was in the Target bag?
Man, everything I needed. I had my sheets in there for my bed. I had my toiletry bag was in there. So I needed some new toothpaste, new mouthwash. And also, man, like for me, I don't know if people notice about me, like I cannot stand to walk barefoot.
Yeah. Okay.
And I
don't like barefoot either.
Yeah, so in the dorm rooms, you know, it's all that towel on there and the water out of the shower. Like, that just drives me crazy.
Yeah.
So I had a little shower mat in there because I forgot my dang on shower slippers in my locker. So I had that. Oh, and I had some snacks in there. I had like
I know
ice
you had
cream.
snacks. I know you had snacks.
Some Starburst.
You love snacks.
Yeah, I had a little everything in there, man. So
Did you have any Sprite?
Oh yeah. Yeah, so the Sprite.
I know he had Sprite.
The Sprite was in my luggage bag because it was too heavy for my.
You got a 12-pack of Sprite?
You know it, 12-pack.
What's your favorite flavor? Like strawberry what?
No, tropical mix. I think that's my favorite
This man's
flavor.
a top tier athlete and he loves Sprite.
Hey, they just came out with this cranberry flavor around Christmas time.
Yeah.
So when we beat y'all, when LSU beat Florida State,
What?
I want the cranberry flavor 30
pack?
Yeah, 30 pack. The one you sent me live. I need that one again.
First of all, only way you get that pack from me if I just do it out of the kindness of my heart. Because LSU is not beating Florida State.
What that bet was, I won a case of Sprites off you before.
You did, but it was might have been basketball or something like that.
No, it wasn't no basketball.
Y'all didn't beat us last year. Y'all not gonna
I know we didn't beat y'all last year. We're going to beat y'all this year. For sure.
Okay, we gonna see as we get closer. Don't you worry. We will have a bet, and we gonna do our bet here live.
Sprite and Voss water. I already know what he want.
Yeah, I want
that.
Voss
He's not
water.
getting
I
it.
like expensive water. I like Voss, the big bottles.
Tropical mix, baby.
Okay, we gonna hear about that. We gonna hear about that.
Tropical
hey,
mix.
so Pat P, I got a chance to watch you today in practice.
What you think, man?
Man, they moving you around, man.
I told you.
And you've been telling us about the experience so far, but how have you really embraced not just lining up as outside corner?
Man,
for the very first time in your career.
Yeah,
matter of fact.
Well, that is the first time of me lining up there in my NFL career. But Mac, you know I'm a baller.
Yeah.
I've been everywhere since I was knee high.
Yeah.
You know, so now Coach Tomlin is just giving me the opportunity to showcase my athletic ability. Just not being out on the island. Yeah, I lived on the island for a very, very long time in my career. Enough is enough. I want to get around that action, boss.
Yeah, you gonna be around it.
Yeah, I want to be around the action because people always talking about. Like I saw this comment the other day. And it came
was it from PFF?
No, it was from an Arizona Cardinal fan.
What is? They still mad at you?
Apparently so. They was talking about, I'm not going to get in the Hall of Fame because I got 35 interceptions. How many interceptions Darrell Reeves got?
I don't think he has 35.
And people have to understand, it's a new day and age now for guys defensive players who's going to be going in the Hall of Fame. You ain't going to see no more 50 pieces no more.
No.
It's going to be very hard for a guy to get. I'm not saying that it's hard to do.
Yeah.
But it's going to be very rare that you see 50 interceptions get you in the Hall, especially with this day and age.
Why should you get in the Hall? Let me hear it from your mouth.
Why should I get in the Hall?
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm the only DB to go to 8 straight Pro Bowls, 2 different positions. What else? All decade. It's not more than 40 corners as an all decade member. I believe I was named a top 150 player in the history of the game.
In the history, okay. I just asked a question because the fans say.
I'm just naming out stats. I'm number one currently right now interception in the league.
And you still
34.
how many DBs from your draft class still playing?
I think I'm the only one. Matter of fact, I know I'm the only one.
Okay, all right. I mean, I just asked the question. I think you should go in the Hall. But
we'll see.
Yeah, we gonna see. But the story is not done yet. You still adding pages to your story.
I'm still, man.
You say you can get 8 picks this year.
Yeah, the book is still being written.
So you got 35 picks now. You get 8 picks this year. That'd be 43.
Yep. And I know I said that 50 is gonna be rare. I'm gonna get 50. That's just 15 more.
That's it. I mean, if you get 8 this year, all you gotta do is go get 7 next year. That's 15. And 15 to bring you at what?
50?
Okay. Thank you for that affirmation, Patrick Peterson. All right, thank you. What was it like hearing you guys made an addition? And I remember I said a few episodes ago, I said Omar was not done. I said he's going to make an addition. I feel it's going to be to the defensive side. Quan Alexander, a former Tiger, LSU Tiger as well.
Love the pickup.
You love it. Tell us why.
Man, because Quan brings energy. I had the opportunity to play against Quan a couple years when he was in San Fran with the Jets last year.
He brings energy.
And he brings a different type of energy that backers need to bring play in and play out. He reminds me, not saying that he is.
Okay.
But he have that energy of a Ray Lewis.
Oh.
Like he's going to be all around the field. He's going to be a guy that's talking that trash, that's bringing that thump. And he's going to back it up.
He's going to back it up.
He's going to back it up.
He had a good year with the Jets.
Hey, real quick, today he made a tackle today, and Coach my MT say, welcome to PA.
Okay.
He gonna fit right in.
No question. He's a thumper. He's a guy who doesn't mind getting in a bar fight
No
and he
doubt
want to
about
swing
it.
first.
Yes, sir.
All right, so Pat P, before we let you go,
Okay.
I want to go over some camp awards so far with you
So
guys.
far?
Yeah.
It's only on
The
6
fans
days?
want to know what's going on. Everybody, we had a lot of people here today, but a lot of people didn't get a chance to see action.
Okay.
So they want to get insight from you because you are participating.
Yep.
So we're going to give out these awards each week during camp.
Oh,
is
so
gonna be
this is a
thing.
weekly thing.
This is going to be a thing for
Okay.
us, all things covered. So far, with you guys being here almost, 2 weeks now,
Yep.
second day in pass, offensive standout is...
George Pickens.
Okay, well, George is not here to accept the award, but I will do so on the behalf of George Pickens. Thank you for voting me as the offensive standout so far in 6 days of practice.
Yep.
I will continue to give forth my best effort and make catches that will go viral. Thank you, George Pickens. I accepted the award on behalf of George Pickens,
Okay.
even though he's on our show.
Yep.
All right, defensive standout so far.
The defensive standout, I got to go with the young pup, man. He's Joey Porter Jr. He's definitely been taking some strides each and every day. And
Okay.
the thing I love about Joey, I ask him one simple question every day. What's the point of emphasis for today?
Okay.
What are you working on today?
I like that.
And every day he giving me the same answer. And you know why I think the same answer is perfect? Because he's trying to perfect his fastball.
Oh, what do you mean by his fastball?
So what I mean by his fastball is something he's going to do almost 80% of the time when he line up across.
Like his go-to thing.
His go-to technique, what he know he's going to win 80% of the time, possibly even 90% of the time.
That's
in the
cool.
last 3 days, I said, what are your point of emphasis of today? In the last 3 days, he told me the same thing. That's a sign of maturity and a sign of growth because he wants to get his go-to down pat first before he start working on anything else.
I love it. Well, Joey Porter is not here to accept the award, so I will do so on Joey Porter Jr.'s behalf. Thank you once again, Pat P, for voting me defensive standout in the first 6 practices here in Latrobe. I will continue to reach the standard. All right, Pat P, last question for you.
Talk to me.
Moment of the week. I think I know what the moment of the week
Yeah,
is.
man.
The catch.
It was, and I'm going to take it back. The catch was the moment.
Okay.
I saw growth from Joey again. Because when you see
I know where you're going, but go ahead.
when you see a guy make the catch, and it was a spectacular catch,
No
an
question.
unbelievable catch.
Yes, it was.
But when you get the ball and you put it in the DB's face, that's a fight waiting to happen. But you know what the young fella did very well? He kept his cool. He took the coaching points from Coach Grady Brown, and he did not retaliate. That's a sign of growth, man, because you can't fight in the game,
You're right.
so we ain't gonna do it out here on the practice field.
You're right. He better than me though. You know, I was wired a little different.
Like I said, he was better than me too.
Yeah.
But I will say this. Coach said, "Don't let it happen again."
And also too, speaking of not retaliating but showing growth, he ended up getting a pick later on in
Later
practice.
on in
So he didn't
practice.
allow that moment to stand in front of his growth and being able
Find
to
a way
develop.
to move on.
Move on. You got to have a short-term memory.
You have to, man.
And those
Especially
two
to play
going
on the
battle.
island.
Those two going battle.
Yep.
I mean, they're year 1 and year 2, two up-and-coming superstars for this team that
Yep.
will have to be major contributors, and they're going to have back and
Yes.
forths their entire professional career in
Yes.
Pittsburgh. So, yeah, the catch went viral, but like I stated, as you continue to watch practice, they didn't have that interception go viral because they like showing offensive guys.
Yeah.
But defense won championships. So there you have it there. That was the moment, but you talked about the moment after the moment, which was huge as in regards to his development above the shoulder.
And you think about it too, it was a one-on-one drill.
yeah.
Here's the thing, I agree with Coach MT
Okay.
100%. We all as DBs know in a one-on-one drill, it's lopsided to the receiver.
It is.
They supposed to win
They supposed to
a
win.
one-on-one
Yeah.
matchup.
Yeah.
But as DBs, we got to look adversity in the face and smile. Because at some point, we're going to be in man-to-man coverage.
You better believe it.
And we're going to have to figure out how to drop our hips and get in position to make a play on
Make
the
a
ball.
play.
Just having the other guys, adding the other 10 guys, just makes it better for us because the ball won't come out as clean as it did
It shouldn't.
in a one-on-one.
I agree.
You know, so as DBs, for me as a young DB, you hear guys all the time complaining, man, we ain't got no pass rush. It's going to make you that much better
No question.
for when the pass rush do come.
Get there. along with the crowd noise and everything that goes into helping the defense out.
One-on-ones, I know a lot of people don't like it. I love it.
Yeah.
You have to love it because it's going to help you become that much better in your technique.
No question. Well said from a guy who a Arizona Cardinal fan feel like won't get into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I don't know. But hit us in our comment section.
He said I'll be lucky to get in the Ring of Honor as a Cardinal.
I think he just don't like you.
Yeah. A lot of them people don't like me out there no more, but
you mind your business, and you said what you said, and the GM you had he's no longer there. But we, you're in Pittsburgh, you're in Latrobe. We just gave out our camp awards. So you heard we got offensive standout George Pickens joining the show. Defensive standout Joey Porter Jr. already been on the show. Moment of the week was the catch, but of course what happened after the catch. Every week, stay tuned because our Pat P will give out these same awards weekly until week 1 against the San Francisco 49ers.
Yes, sir.
So stay tuned. But
hey,
what
are we going to have like preseason awards too?
Yeah, why not?
I'm talking about like games
during the game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because you got Tampa, Buffalo, and Atlanta.
Yeah.
So 3 games. We got to talk about who was the standout for those games.
Have
right?
to. It's a must.
And if they're not here to accept the award, I'll do so on their behalf. I'll do it.
You look pretty comfortable.
You playing in the preseason?
Yeah, are you playing in the preseason?
I have no idea.
Yeah. I'd say, knowing Mike T, probably won't play in the first preseason game. You might play a series or 2 in the second preseason game. Won't play in the third preseason game. Knowing Mike T. I could be right, I could be wrong. We have to wait and see. But I don't expect for Pat P to play in the first preseason game. Now, you got to hope nobody gets hurt.
Yeah.
Leading up to that, because y'all started losing bodies.
Yeah, we thin.
Yeah, you're going to have to be out there a little bit.
Thin.
Yeah, you don't want to be out nobody with a young player trying to make the team, and he fighting for his life. Right. And you don't want to be out there with them type guys. I'm just trying to get on through.
Exactly.
I just want to get on tape a little bit.
Home.
That's it. This guy fighting for his life, and he running fast as he can on every play. I don't want to be out there with them type players. So hopefully that's not the case for our very own Pat P. But hey, it's bathroom break time, it's snack break time. Because when we come back, guess what? Our coach, Mike T, will be joining us here. All things covered, coming to you from Latrobe, PA. Stay tuned. All things covered, yes sir, we're on the road coming to you from Latrobe, PA, one of the best places to be around this time. Training campsite for the Pittsburgh Steelers, joined by no other future Hall of Famer. We're going to throw that out right now. Coach Mike T, how you doing? How you feeling?
Man, I am glad to be here. You know me, I don't have a lot of hobbies, and so it's just good. It's a great time of year and good to be in this environment.
Yeah, and first and foremost, Coach, let's say over a decade or so ago, I was talking about my cousin Pat P, talking about what he was doing in high school, Pompano Beach, Florida, sharing the ins and outs with you. But what is it like to have him now be a part of your organization and coaching him daily?
Man, I hate to say it because he's standing right here.
Yep.
But, man, the realities of him day to day has been better than what I anticipate. Forget his playmaking ability and tangible things. We all know that. Not only the totality of his resume, but what he's done recently. It was fun to watch that free agent tape from last year, and I'm excited about having him. But the intangible things that he brings, man, the professionalism, the approach to work, the versatility. It's just cool when you got a guy like Minka that's done what he's done, but he's excited about he gets the opportunity to play with Pat P. Yeah. And so we value that, the intangible component, and it's just been a really good experience for us thus far.
Yes, sir. And, Coach, it's been such a pleasure to be here with not only you, but with the coaching staff and the other players. With this being my first go-around here in Latrobe, why do you run camp the way you run camp? Because this is probably the most anticipated camp, the most energy I've ever been a part of in the football in the summer camp. Why do you run your camp that way?
It's going to be crazy to hear me say it in this way, but for me, I want to create an environment where everybody gets an opportunity to live out their dreams, man. Mm-hmm. We got 90 trying to get to 53. And so every day I get out of bed, I'm trying to figure out what environment I can create to give every man a legitimate shot. Mm-hmm. And so it has to be competition-based.
Yes.
It has to be challenging. We got to mean what we say when we say we don't care about what means you get here. Mm-hmm. And so, man, you better be really intentional and thoughtful about the environment that you create and opportunities that you create for people. And I just think in doing so, we've created a different and challenging and fun camp to be a part of. I think it creates gas and energy. I think also, though, once we get here, every man understands what I mean when I say everybody's got a legitimate chance. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True story.
And Coach, at least once every episode that we do, I reference a Mike Tomlinism, right?
Yeah.
And you talked about creating an environment for the guys here. If you can break down maybe your 3 best Mike Tomlinisms in regards to talking to your coaches or talking to your players, what would be your top 3 since you've been here?
I'd probably say number 1, for practical purposes, is the secret is there's no secret. I think we're all looking for shortcuts, a winning edge, and so forth. And I always want to impress upon the rest of the staff and the players themselves that this is a process that we're going through. And although we're looking for the winning edge, shortcuts aren't one of them.
No question. So the secret is there's no secret.
There is
That's
no
number
secret.
one. Okay,
There's
what you
no
got
secret.
number 2?
Tedious repetition of routine actions make us great. And why is that? I'm just trying to find an artful way of capturing their attention to say, man, you got to come ready for the work every day. And so tedious repetition of routine actions. Guys will be like, Coach, what'd you say? tedious repetition of routine action.
Yep.
The bottom line is there's certain things that we're going to do every day, and it might not be interesting, but it's very necessary. And so I want to sell that.
Yep.
The building blocks of our football, of our skill development. Man, if you're a DB, man, it's backwards movement. If it's a wide out, it's the catching of the ball, et cetera, et cetera. That's something that I want to just keep in the front of their minds, particularly during this component of the process.
And the third one?
The third one, man, there's a lot, man. I think, give me a minute. Give me a minute.
I give him one of my favorites.
Yeah, and you just got here. So
And I did just
okay,
get-
what you got?
Routine. What is it? Routine.
Routine plays routinely.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a good
Routine
one.
plays routinely.
That's a good one. The reason why I talk about making routine plays routinely, because oftentimes when people think about professional football, they think about the spectacular. They think about that catch that Pickens made yesterday. But those of us that's been in this thing, we know that true professionalism is making the ordinary plays on a regular basis. That like clockwork, things that we can depend on. You know, Hines Ward on an option route on 3rd down and 4, first down.
Right.
Routine plays routinely are the things that we value. And so that's a catchphrase that I use to impress that upon young players that might think the spectacular is what's going to capture our attention.
And one of my best ones, of course, the standard is the standard. You know, we got 2 dogs, 1 bone.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
He wore that shirt the other day.
Yeah, 2 dogs, 1 bone. And of course, the boy got to die so the man can
Yeah, the boy got to die so the man can live.
Yeah.
So Coach T, man, he, if you want to get motivated, just turn on a few clips of him talking to the guys, and we'll definitely get you motivated.
No doubt about it. And Coach, with me being in those team meeting rooms, you always talk about the team you assemble. How do you feel about your rookie class this season?
Man, I am really excited with what I've seen thus far. No one's intimidated by the environment, and so that's encouraging. They've all come in with an acceptable level of conditioning. And I think if you check those 2 boxes, that's when their talents show.
Yeah.
The minute they can get down to being themselves and not evaluating the environment they're in, we get a chance to know them. If they're in shape, then we get to know what their pedigree really is, as opposed to components of their pedigree, because fatigue's a factor. And so those are things that I'm really interested in. I want to expose them to enough of what we do in the spring process so that they're not wondering.
Right.
And so we get to know them, and I want to impress upon them how important conditioning is so that they can take advantage of the reps that we give them.
Yeah.
Coach, thank you for joining me.
Yes, sir.
Great
Thank
camp to you and the
man.
guys.
Great to be with you.
Yes,
No
sir.
doubt.
Yes, sir. Welcome back. All Things Covered coming to you from beautiful Latrobe, PA, site of the training camp for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And for you guys that know football, that know Georgia football, that know Steeler football, you know exactly who it is. Sitting to my left, Pat P's right, no other than superstar wide receiver George Pickens is joining us here. All Things Covered, Pat P, Bryant McFadden. First and foremost, George, how you doing? How you feeling?
I'm doing good, man. That is a great introduction.
You like it?
Yeah, I love the introduction. But I've been doing good, man. Just taking a day at a time.
Well, Pat P, before we get into our conversation, I want to put Pat P on the spot. You know, Pat P is a future Hall of Famer. He's dealt with a lot of pressure throughout his career, you know, lockdown coverages. I want to know, can he give us an honest answer?
Talk to me. All my answers are honest, man.
You've been around a lot of great wide receivers.
Yep. I already know.
No. Hold on. Let me get my question out. Better catch, last year's George Pickens catch against the Cleveland Browns, the one-hander, I think it was on Sunday night, right?
Yeah.
Or Justin Jefferson's one-hand catch against the Buffalo Bills a year ago?
Man, both of those my guys.
I don't want to hear nothing about both of those. I want to know who had the better catch.
Better catch.
Better catch.
I'm going to have to go GP.
Ooh.
Here's why.
Why?
Because he had to catch the ball. Literally, he was tracking it. He had to catch the ball in his opposite ear.
Yeah.
Behind. I don't think he even saw the ball.
Didn't even see the ball.
His hand's probably so big. His hand's such a magnet.
Uh-huh.
He just stuck it back there and said, click.
How did you catch that, George?
I just stuck about there and said, click.
Like, cause you used all hands. It wasn't like your body. It was just like all hands.
It was really I seen the ball coming like a little late. I seen it shoot out his hand. When I looked in there, I was like, okay, I'm gonna dig for a little bit, and I dig a little too long.
Yeah.
And when I looked back up, the ball was, like he said, click. So when I stretched my hand out, the ball was right there.
It's just like a magnet.
Yeah.
Man, is that your best catch ever in your career? Because I saw something that happened in practice while you were at UGA that a lot of people probably haven't seen. But where would you rate that catch from a year ago throughout all the catches that you just had a great one earlier? Of course, yesterday too.
I'll probably say that UGA one probably me personally my favorite one just because the difficulty of it. Yeah. And really all the catches I done made is some crazy difficulty, but this one was. Guy was coming down. I got hit by the safety. I brought the ball over the defender too.
Yeah.
All the balls in one hand. I brought it over here and took the hit. And that was one of the crazy things. Also, I was the youngest. I didn't develop now. I grew into my bag a little deeper as far as receiver. But like back then, that was one of the crazy catches I ever made.
Yeah, and like I said, like BMac said, you always been known to make some crazy catches. We saw an amazing catch yesterday, showing a great display of body control. You recently said that you are the best receiver in the world.
In the world.
Can you state your case why? And who is your top 5 receivers right now?
I say I'm the best receiver in the world, man, just strictly off if you had to create a receiver. If you had to create a player at receiver, you're going to want him to be around 6'3", 6'4". You're going to want him to have great hands, great speed, exceptional routes. He's going to be able to have to jump real high. If you was creating a player on Madden, that's kind of how when I say that, that's where I'm kind of taking it. Not as far as anything else. Me personally, I feel like I'm the best receiver in the world. But
as you should.
My top 5, I'll probably go. My top 5 is crazy. 1, Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, and this all time.
This all time.
All time. Top 5.
Yep.
1, Calvin. 2, I'm gonna have to go Randy Moss.
Yeah, okay.
Like it.
3,
Randy.
Jerry Rice, statistics, 4, Julio.
Okay.
And 5, this is my personal favorite, me. You know what I mean?
Okay, say no more. Say no more.
5, one of my guys that I used to watch, that I always used to watch, this just me, is Michael Crabtree. That's my favorite.
Hey.
Okay, this is your list.
Yeah.
This is your list, so this is how you feel. This is your list. I know, speaking with Pat P, man, since day one, man, he's been a fan of who you are as a wide receiver. And one of the NFL comps that he gave you was DeAndre Hopkins, in regards to your catch radius. Yeah. What do you think about that? And I gave a comp too as well because, my job as an analyst, I watch ball. And I love giving.
And tell them who you said.
I love giving formal comps. My comp to you when it comes to your body movement and your body control, Chad Johnson. How fluid you are. It's kind of unorthodox. It's kind of hard to kind of dissect and the way you run your routes. But I threw a little bit of Chad Johnson in there. What
did I say to you yesterday about your route running?
He literally said the same thing. He said it's unorthodox, and I need to keep doing it because you never know what I'll do.
Right.
Yep.
You never know what I'll do.
But what do you think about that? Hearing Pat P mentioning the catch radius of DeAndre Hopkins, and then
D-Hop was also number 6 on that list. And I agree with Pat P. D-Hop is like my radius. That's kind of where I get some of my radius from. When it comes to when the ball in the air, that's literally one of the receivers I watched in Clemson when he was at the Texans for sure. So D-Hop, and he number 6 on that list. So right after that, fifth guy.
Yeah.
So me and you talk about this quite a few times since I came here.
Yeah.
I got to get your reaction when you instantly became a meme on draft night, standing in front of the television.
Yeah, well, how did that came about?
Man, that's one for the ages, one for the books, man. But I say, really, initially, I was a little salty after I ain't going the first round. I had a clean suit, man, with the loafers on. I'm looking clean.
Drip.
And then the second day, when that first day went by, I went in my bed and I slept, and I was just telling myself like, I'm not gonna put nothing on the second day. I'm just the team who get me gonna get the best version of me, and that's when you guys see the ski mask.
Yeah, the white T-shirt.
The white T-shirt.
Yeah.
Now the pose, that's just that's just me trolling, being funny. The pose is what the meme is about, which is crazy. But yeah, man, that second day I was a little ticked off, but it was great. I kind of turned into a highlight.
So George, I got something for you. That pose, as Pat P mentioned, went viral. That should be your touchdown celebration.
Hey.
Score a touchdown. And strike the pose.
Because everybody know who it is.
No question. That's one of one. Nobody else can do that because you went viral. You were the first person to do it. And when we see it, we already know what it is.
No doubt about
it. When you score about 10 touchdowns this year, 10.
That's what
that should be your. That's what it should be.
That's gonna be the one.
No question.
I'm jacking that. That's. Guys, y'all gonna see when I score this shit, that's gonna be the new selling.
Hey, you heard
first.
All things covered. When GP scored 10 of them things, right?
Hear me?
At least 10.
At least 10.
I can't even do the pose.
That's
Only
the
you can do it. I can't even
the minimum.
I can't even do it. So I think that'd be dope. And while watching you guys practice today, George, I'm a thinker. I'm always like trying to be creative. Watching the connection between you and Kenny Pickett. I came up with a nickname for you guys this year.
Oh boy.
Now, I just said you probably going to get 10 of them things, 10 touchdowns. So we're going to be hearing the connection of Kenny Pickett and George Pickens a lot.
Be honest, George, if you like this name or not.
And for you viewers, if you like the nickname, let us know. If you don't like it, we'll come up with something else. But George Pickens, Kenny Pickett, both last names start the same letter, P. I came up with the law firm of P and P because y'all going to lay the law down this year.
I like the delivery.
The law firm of P and P.
The nickname.
He don't like it.
He don't like it. God dang it.
Be honest, G.
I got to do something else.
I get that about a phone.
You like the delivery, but the actual nickname.
The P&P law firm, we're going to lay the law down. See? I love the delivery.
The delivery.
But the name.
The name. The name don't stick.
Thinking, Matt.
God dang it, Pat.
Keep thinking, Matt.
I got to figure out something
you gotta
else.
figure
I got
something
time. I got time.
Hey,
I got time.
If I didn't like it, I knew he wasn't going to like it.
So you didn't like it either? God dang it. We got to come up with a nickname because, great quarterbacks and great receivers connection, they have some type of nickname. You know what I mean? So we got time. And you can think of something also.
Yeah, I'm gonna think with y'all boys.
Yeah. Coming from, UGA, you're here with Pittsburgh. I want to get your Mount Rushmore of Georgia Bulldog players. Your top 4.
Just players.
Yeah, just players.
A lot of greats came out of there, man.
Man, a lot of greats came out of there. One, I'll probably go AJ Green for me.
Okay.
2, I'll probably go Matthew Stafford.
You see your coach there?
Yes, sir.
Coach, we got it right, Coach.
Telling me to behave. But number 3, it's a tough one, but No Sean Marino. I watched a lot of football, y'all.
I played against No Sean.
I watched a lot of football.
No Sean was special.
No Sean was
Very
special.
special.
So No Sean Marino. Defensively, Thomas Davis.
Okay.
Throwback.
We got
number
one more.
5. Let me see. Number 5. I might have to throw my boy Nick Chubb in there.
So you gave us that's your list. That's So you got AJ
Green,
Matthew.
Matthew
Stafford,
Marino, Chubb,
and Davis.
Yep.
That's your list.
That's his list.
I like
That's a good list. That's a solid list.
I like it. Yeah, I like it. So when you talk about this year, man, we saw flashes of your greatness in year 1. What's your personal expectations for year 2?
Really just run after catch. I've been working on that a lot. The catch point, I've already know I can catch the ball. Just me exploding after the catch, trying to get yak, and that boosts my yardage. So instead of ending with, got 800, I'll probably reach that 1,000 mark, 1,100 mark. That's really what I've been working on.
And 10 tubs. 10 tubs.
This is my last one.
What you got, Pat P?
George, have you seen any difference from Kenny heading into year 2 from year 1?
Yes.
What's the biggest difference?
The biggest difference is just composure. Last year we working on getting the plays down. It's a combination of getting the plays down and reading the coverage when you have QB, and that's 2 hard things to do while the game going on. So this year he's a lot more calmer. He reads things better. But composure is most definitely the biggest thing you're going to see out of him this year.
My last question. Are you the best dresser on the team?
Yeah, I'm the cleanest on the team.
I saw you
on the team.
So you got that drip?
Well, I know Pat P. I don't know if Pat P. because he's older in the tooth right now. I don't know if he. I know the young Pat P. used to give some drip too.
Pat P. is sharp.
He's sharp.
Between clean.
What's the difference between clean and sharp?
Clean, you got a guy that's, clean guy most likely gonna be a flashy guy.
Yeah.
And a sharp guy is gonna be more like, presidential type.
Oh, okay.
He's sharp.
Yeah.
You almost can't get to him. You know what I mean?
I like it. But George, thank you for joining us here. All things covered, man. Shouts out to all your fans tuning in, Georgia Bulldog fans and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Two things we found out in this show. He don't like the. I'm running the name by Kenny Pickett, but I guess I got to find a new name anyway. He don't like the nickname, and his touchdown celebration dance was revealed here. The meme. And are you gonna have the ski mask on still? Cause I
might wear one game.
But how you do that when it's September and it's hot outside? I don't understand.
We'll figure it out.
That's the clean part.
With the ski mask.
You just go with it. You just try to be flashy. You hot under there.
Yeah.
But we gonna keep it cool.
Hot. Yeah. Stay tuned. But thank you, George.
For sure. Appreciate y'all, boys. That was smooth.
Welcome back once again. All things covered coming to you from beautiful Latrobe, PA. Pat P. Bryant McFadden once again. As you look to my left, Pat P's right. If you know ball, you know Steeler ball, you know Pitt ball, you know exactly who this individual is. He's my quarterback. Even though I ain't a part of the team, he is my quarterback. Second-year quarterback starting for the Pittsburgh Steelers. No other than Kenny Pickett. Kenny, how you doing? How you feeling?
Man. Appreciate that intro. That was a good intro.
I'm pretty good at my intro. A few episodes ago, I think it was during minicamp, Pat P shared a story with us in regards to him lining up different areas in the secondary. And he said you were like, yo, what were you doing? Yeah. And, I guess it kind of confused you a little bit.
Yeah, I don't want to give anything away schematically what we're doing.
Okay. But how can that help you?
It's a great, for our team, it's going to be tough. I'll just put it that way. All of spring going against it and doing in certain situations and seeing him where he's at and his IQ with Minka and Levi. You got guys that played a lot of football that know a lot about, offensive scheme and what guys are trying to do. So having those guys and having him in the middle with Minka and those guys on the outside, you're trying to find your mismatch, but there's not many mismatches, and it's tough, and you got to win one-on-one. So it made me work, and I think I'm only going to get better from going against these guys every day.
No doubt.
Well, obviously, going into your second OTA, spring ball, now training camp, everybody talks about the year 2 leap. What does leap mean to you?
I think growth, for me, I think it's more mental than physical. I think, there's definitely physical things that I think that I improved on, pocket footwork, pocket awareness, getting through my degrees when you get into the mental aspect of it, reading defenses, understanding situations. I think that's something I really see. It jumps out on tape for me coming from last season into this one. Even from spring to now, I feel like I've taken a jump. Just understanding our system and how to attack what you guys are doing defensively and move us down the field. So I think I'm heading in that direction, but there's definitely, more steps I want to take.
Talking about the steps, let's go back to your rookie year. You played a lot of football. What was your welcome to the NFL moment?
Every time this question gets easy, Quinnen Williams, right up the middle on a third down. I completed it to Pat, but he hit me so hard, man. Full speed, no one touched him. They brought like a stunt, and he came untouched, man. That dude's big. So he hit me full speed, and I got up laughing, and I was like, all right, I made it. I'm in the show, so it was cool.
I remember that play, and what made me extremely excited about that play, not seeing you get hit like that, but you stood in the pocket. You stood and looked down the barrel of the gun, and you delivered the completion. And people don't understand how difficult that is.
Tough, man.
It's almost like being in a fight and seeing the punch come, but you can't flinch. You got to stand there, right?
Good. That's pretty much it. And make a throw. That's it.
And make the throw. That's why you get paid the big bucks.
That's it.
Everybody can't do that.
It's the fine print.
And Kenny, I got to ask this question because I don't think I ever asked you this before. With us being DBs, what is the benefit from you wearing 2 gloves?
Yeah, I did it in college one game, and we had a night game against Carolina, and it was cold, and I did it a little bit growing up and didn't stick with it. And I had a really good week of practice. I threw the ball great, threw well in the game, and my coach was like, hey, let's just go into next week and keep him. So I did it. Another great, I just felt it just more comfortable. I just felt comfortable doing it. I ended up just sticking with it, ever since my junior year, I believe.
So do you have the receiver gloves, or you have the old Kurt Warner gloves?
Yeah, I mix it.
With the leather.
Yeah, if the ball's wet, I'll go leather. If it's dry, I'll go receiver.
Okay.
Yeah, so it depends on the weather, but I'm covered either way. So
you're wearing 2 gloves. It doesn't matter, rain, sleet, or snow. Kenny Pickett wearing 2
They
gloves.
sent me out there in 2 gloves.
They have you with 2 gloves on in Madden, so that's a great job by Madden.
Yeah, great job.
Yeah. You did an interview a few months ago, I think it was with Big Ben. He talked about, early on seeing you out there, how he felt about you and your steps taking over the organization. And it also stated that he believed you have a bright future. Take us through that moment, just hearing that from Big Ben, who meant a lot to the organization. I believe a future Hall of Famer. Heck, I won 2 Super Bowls with. And just his voice of encouragement for you moving forward in your career.
Yeah, man. 100% a Hall of Famer. A legend of Pittsburgh, a hell of a quarterback, a guy that's been doing it that did it for a really, really long time. I was watching him when I told him, I think he's like 2005. He got in, I was 7 years old.
I was on that 2-5.
Yeah. So, I've been watching him for a long time.
You were 7 in 2005?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, born in 98.
That's
so,
crazy.
yeah, so, I've been watching him my whole life pretty much, man. So to hear that, it obviously means a lot, and I just want to continue that great legacy of quarterback play here.
You made me feel real old, Kenny. By the way.
They always make me feel old.
Yeah, I was about to say,
They always make
I
me
could give
feel
you another one. In high school, I played DB. I watched his highlights and Tyrann Mathieu before I played, because I played DB too in high school.
Whoa, you were a defensive back?
Yeah, I played DB in high school.
Really?
Yeah, I played
Safety corner?
both. I
Really?
Played both ways, yeah. I got some tape. I could pull some tape.
Man, we need to see that tape.
Get my mind right for
Pull
the
that-
defense.
pull-
I have Tyrann Mathieu. I watched you. I
Really?
watched Manziel's tape for off. I had like 3 tapes I'd watched before I played high school.
Really?
You were one of them.
You learn
That's
something new every day here on All Things Covered.
Every day.
Kenny Pickett was a defensive back in high school. It makes sense now.
So, talking about, obviously, you playing defensive back, but you went to the University of Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
where a lot of great talent has come out of there. I don't think the University of Pittsburgh get enough credit for the talent.
They don't get
that
talked about
produce.
enough. Yeah.
You got Dan Marino, Larry Fitzgerald. You got
Tony
Aaron
Dorsett.
Donald, Tony Dorsett, LaShawn McCoy.
Reeves. Darrell.
I said Aaron Donald already.
Yeah,
Darrell
Darrell
Reeves.
Reeves.
You got
Fitzy.
Yeah. You got some.
What can you say that pays such a huge dividends to you guys secretly putting out these great NFL talent?
Yeah, I think the coaching for me is like, having Coach Whip. Mark Whipple was my OC.
Coach Whip was here, my rookie in 2005.
Coach Whip.
Yeah.
Like, he was an NFL guy.
Yep.
Brought all of his West Coast stuff and the stuff that he did with here, Eagles and Cleveland, bringing that to the college game. That was real attractive to me, knowing that I'm going to be being coached by a guy that did it at this level. This is where I wanted to get to. So knowing that I was getting all the right teaching and in the right system was huge. And I think from top to bottom, if you look around like our coaching staff, we have guys that have coached really, really good players. Coach Parcher on the defensive side, Coach JJ, TJ's brother at Wisconsin. So like the lineage of coaches and the players that they have, getting sent up to the league, I think it's real attractive, and it's kind of the track record for us with draft picks and guys in the league. It's pretty strong.
So was it a dream come true not to leave the building?
I'd say so. Listen, man, I wanted this team. It was really, I've watched them for my whole life, but really hands-on, 5 years at Pitt. So I kind of understood a little bit what the culture was about and what Coach T was about. So I really wanted to join this team and become the quarterback.
I'm sorry, Matt. One more question. Do you guys really, because obviously this is my first year being with Pittsburgh, and I see the college guys out there all the time.
Yep.
Do guys really look forward to that?
I did in the spring. There was a wave, I think, like, when I got there, not too many guys did it, and like almost every year, more and more of us were out there. And now the fact that I'm playing here, I always see my old buddies are out there watching, and I see them over there watching their positions and stuff. So I think that spring element of it is really where you get to watch OTAs and stuff and get of a really close look.
Kenny, thank you for joining us here. All Things Covered, coming to you from Latrobe, PA, with my quarterback, Kenny Pickett.
And my quarterback, too.
No question. Your quarterback for sure. He just aced the NFL grid, and guess what? We're going to the Super Bowl.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed our show, because we enjoyed our show. Great, fun, entertaining content. We got a chance to talk to Mike Tomlin, George Pickens, Kenny Pickett, Pat P. Gave out some awards. Man, this is going to be a fun training camp ride here in Latrobe. But next week, make sure you stay tuned, because we get a chance to preview the first preseason game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa.
Opponent.
For all the Steeler fans that will be there in Tampa, make sure you go out and support our guys. Pat P. There's going to be a lot of Steeler fans in Tampa.
Know.
They're going to come out and show a lot of support.
They took over a stadium I played out west a couple times.
Yeah, that's what we do. We usually take over stadiums.
They had more fans than the home team.
Yes, get used to that, because it's going to happen every year. It's
ridiculous.
going to happen every game. So, first preseason game, that will be a preview on our next episode. Getting ready for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Football is here.
Football is here,
Football
baby.
is back. Preseason action coming to you on our next episode. Make sure you tell a friend and tell a friend. Subscribe, hit the like button, give us a 5-star rating. Let them know what we're doing. We put smiles on your face, And sometimes we put money in your pocket when I give my betting advice, but we're going to say that for the regular season.